The Trump administration has granted refugee status for over 50 white Afrikaner South Africans, citing racial discrimination and expropriation in laws in South Africa as justification, despite suspending refugee admissions from any other countries. Can you please play the video? I want to show you guys the difference between the Tren de Agua cartel invasion of people that come in here, waving their flags and shitting on this country, to this. Play this video. This is something that makes liberals lose their minds.
I mean, they look safe.
Look, what do they have in their hands?
They have American
Notice
flags
anything?
and not the flags
Look
of
at that
the
little
country
cute little,
from which they're fleeing.
Happy as hell.
Wouldn't mind them be my neighbors.
Because dude, yeah, you know why they're happy? Because they're getting murdered
Dude, in
their freaking in their own country.
I've had to have arguments with people online.
That's good, Connor.
Again, when they say that the Koch story is Russian disinformation, you know it's true. When fact checkers come out and say there's no white genocide going on in South Africa, you know that it's true. And again, double standards, weaponizing of language, where the argument is that what's going on in Gaza is genocide. And then the flip side is that despite the fact that the population is growing, they're calling it genocide. Whether or not acts of war are all genocide, or whether or not genocide are all acts of war, separate argument. What's going on in South Africa, by the definition of genocide, is genocide. It is disproportionate killings of white farmers. There have been however many hundreds or thousands over the last decades. 87% are white. They are expropriating land without compensation is the sort of the kicker to that. And it disparately impacts whites. You got South African leaders going on in stadiums chanting, "Kill the white people." And yet that's not genocide, and it's unfair to be bringing these refugees in. It's a double standard, even though they're carrying the flag of the country that's saving them, not the flags of the countries that they're allegedly fleeing, and that's somehow unacceptable.
And it's a little over 50 people, and again, another play from Donald Trump just to show the disgusting, evil souls of these people. He brought 50 people here. Not one peep for 4 years of the almost 20 million. Guys, stop. And guys, all of us, everybody, stop. Not you guys, I'm just saying. Stop saying 5, 10, 8, 15, 18. It's over 20 million people came here, and I don't give a shit what anybody says. It was an invasion, but not meaning they had a soldier and they came in with an army. No. They were led in by the people here who should be held accountable, which we'll get into in the next story. But Jake, what do you think about the 50 refugees coming over here from South Africa?
I think that, dude, this is a hard topic.
Say it. It's all good. I want to hear it.
All right. So, do I think that it's good that they're getting saved from genocide? 100%. Do I think 50 people coming into the country is going to be a drop in? Dude, 50 people could go live in a neighborhood somewhere. Like,
you can put them in a tour bus.
It's nothing.
Yeah,
like they could live in a trailer park. 50 people is nothing. I definitely believe that. So Trump is the king of finding 80-20 arguments and taking the 80 and letting the 20 burn out. So he's using these people as pawns. I mean, like, is he saving them? Yes, but it's a show because had they been from another disenfranchised country and they're holding
say Ukraine, for example.
Well, Ukraine. The thing about Ukraine is that we still have like some kind of people still kind of feel bad for them. It's hard to explain, but
because they were told. I mean, they were trained and brainwashed to feel like Putin is the bad guy and Zelensky's his hero, and he's not anything but.
I hate to bring like race up, but like you guys are saying, when you're watching, you're like, oh, look, these people look very safe, and I'm sure they bring a lot of skills to our country and XYZ, which I'm sure is probably true. But had that been 50 people from Democratic Republic of Congo, and they were holding Congolese flags and coming in, people would be like, I don't want them as my neighbor. It doesn't matter. I mean, like, it's the optics, right? So he has these people who are very clearly like he is saving, and they are very grateful, but he's basically propagandizing them. He's like, look, here's all these flags. Go stand in front of the thing. Get your pictures taken. I'm going to say how great it is that you're coming, and then people are going to melt down.
You think it's more race or religion?
What?
More race or religion in terms of like the optics of it?
I think it's loyalty to the country. Anyone coming in from any country, white or black, carrying the flags of the country that they're fleeing from and not the one that's welcoming them, will not be well received, and rightly so.
Oh, no, sure. The optics are bad.
By the way, you know how many many Ukrainian refugees have been taken in under Biden?
Couple.
170 some odd thousand.
Yeah.
No,
I was gonna
nobody
say a
said,
couple
nobody
hundred
said
thousand.
boo.
Nothing.
And what I like, you're right. Trump uses these and sort of propagandizes them, uses them to highlight the flagrant hypocrisy of the left.
Right.
Open borders for everyone, for Chinese, Middle Eastern coming in from the southern border. Open borders for Ukrainian because that's their thing. But 50 South African Afrikaner farmers, and they flip their shit and call Trump a hypocrite.
Yeah.
I mean, he highlights their hypocrisy.
And I'm not going
rubs
to
it in
deny
their
that there
face.
is that they were being prosecuted.
Look.
Oh yeah, you know
look,
who's not
look.
complaining about that? This move by Trump? Those 55 people.
Oh,
with
no,
their
and no,
hands
and
on
no,
your
no,
mind.
no.
And let me tell you something. Like being Latino, I much rather have this 50s than another 50 Latinos. All right, these people, the Afrikaners, that's what they're called. They're wonderful people. Like because I grew up in the Middle East. There's a disproportionate amount because they're not let in anywhere. If you
South
are
Why?
Afrikaners?
Because nobody recognizes the
nobody
genocide.
recognizes the genocide. Nobody recognizes them. They
Oh,
were-
you mean as like
listen,
asylees?
Asylum seekers, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna be super straight. First of all, this is none of our business because we didn't put those people there. So the Dutch, who are the worst, the
We know,
worst,
we
the second
know.
worst. I
After
hate the Dutch.
Norwegians.
The
They're the
Norwegians are
worst.
number one.
They're the worst. I sent you a video. They were the worst. Norwegian number 1, Dutch number 2. They're piece of shit. All of them. I don't care about it. My family was original from there. They moved to Germany because it's a shit country. All right.
Sure, Dutch.
No, I'm not. Never. All right. Those are wonderful people that build a nation. All right. They build a country. They put their back into it. I grew up with a bunch of them, and it's so sad for them because they feel African and they got pushed out.
They
of
are.
This. You know, they got pushed out of this.
I mean,
and
you
they
are
have
from Africa.
they,
Musk.
my friend
Musk.
James,
I was gonna say
my friend James, who's from Zimbabwe, his family farm got burned to the ground. Some of his cousins and uncles, they got shot in front of him. So they had to pack up and leave to the Middle East because he's racially and his family is culturally English. They're from England.
Yeah.
But the English won't take them back. So he had to go live in Dubai. So and it happens to me as well. Like, where am I really from? You know, like you see the people in South America, they probably don't look like me. And if things, they start ramping up, like Mandela, who was a terrorist communist, I'm going to say it right now, biggest
Jake has a
communist,
different point of view,
biggest
guys.
biggest communist, and a terrorist, and he deserved being in jail. And this is South Africa. That's how it looks like. It's a failed nation state.
And can I show? By the way, this is South Africa. This is the Boer graveyard. Can you read it, Jake?
Each white cross represents a white farmer in South Africa murdered from 2018 to 2022. Trump just called this out of radio silence for like, oh.
Yeah, can you show that? So this
I've
is,
seen this.
Can you show this video, Connor? So guys, all these, have you seen this? Guys, see all those crosses on the side of the road?
Hold on, they're going to be on the left.
On the left side, you see them?
Yep.
Those are all murdered South African farmers. White farmers, and it keeps going.
I think the fact check on this is that it wasn't only white farmers.
I was just about to say, I don't know
Oh,
if all
you
of them
mean
are white.
farmers in
Just a
general?
bunch of people
But the
killed, period.
But that's
Look how long the line is, bro.
but
and
that-
people are murdered.
This is one of my arguments. Is that
Well, you should go to Arlington Cemetery.
It's not
It's pretty
genocide.
bad.
It's not genocide because everyone's getting murdered in that shithole of a country with a ridiculously high crime rate. But then and by the way, you look up the stats. South Africa doesn't break down the race of the victims conveniently. It is, in fact, over 87% of the farmers who have been murdered have been white.
You know
So
why I'm sure
do
that's
the, math
the
there.
case?
Because it would show that there's a genocide if they showed.
But 70 years ago, what was the other way around? Apartheid. So they start
I don't know about that.
Yeah, years ago when the apartheid was happening, they didn't show the death rate because they would show disproportionate that blacks were dying over whites, and now it's flipped and people are mad.
Yeah, but staying on this point, I'm going to come to you.
We're gonna play this clip afterwards. It'll blow your mind.
Okay. Oh, I can't wait. Well, you should have seen the BLM chick that I told Jake about before this. She's calling threats. She's threatening these people, not dog wolves. And she's like, she looks like Joy Reid with hair. She's from BLM. She's like, you guys are coming here. The president has Secret Service protection. You don't. So shut up, dude. But guys, this is what God. The Bible talked about evil. This is what these people have brewing inside of their disgusting souls. Like we're talking about, guys, 55 people, and I get what you're talking about. Yes, it's going to be optics, but at the same token, he's saving these people's lives because they're going to die. And all these people, it's not a comparison between people that are just, the border is wide open and everybody and their mother's coming here, sex traffic, drugs, all that shit. These people are escaping just from one specific thing, murder. They're going to get murdered, and it's an absolute thing. And he's saving these people. I don't give a shit if they were black, white, Mexican, whatever. If they're right there getting murdered, and you're like, okay, get them the fuck out. And there's 50 of them. Not just, hey, open the door. Oh, you guys were about to get murdered?
Why is there only 50?
55 in that danger
in
area.
that particular, there's more, but
insane.
But like, where else do we know there's been a genocide for years? Like, Africa's the one place where we know there's like for a long time been a genocide.
Yeah, South Africa has a crazy history.
I would argue that the one in Palestine's not, though, because it's not like they're like picking out random people and like saying like, oh, because of your race.
It's a war, but I mean,
yeah, I was gonna double on you when you're saying like, oh, if they're in danger of getting murdered, then you bring them here, and I was like, well, that's the exact same argument they would use for any other.
Right.
Is this a video?
Like if you're running up to people saying like, because you're a race, I'm gonna kill you, then that's a genocide.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, unfortunately, under the UN definition of 48, genocide is much broader than actual, targeted murder of. It's so broad that it kind of doesn't mean genocide anymore. But play this clip here, because this woman is was an advisor to, I want to say Kamala Harris, but it might have been Joe Biden, and this was another CNN glory. But play the clip; it's very short. Okay. But you're going to see the logic that this woman, as she says the words, she doesn't understand the consequences of her words.
Go ahead. Well, it's okay. It's going to go to X. Okay.
Look, it's crashing.
Elon Musk. Here we go.
The people who are native to that land deserve their rightful land back. That is not what the Afrikaners actually want to have happen, which are the white Africans, and so who are not originally from Africa, who colonized South Africa also. And so that is what they are saying is discrimination. Now, if the Constitution in South Africa is discriminatory, they have their checks and balances in that land just like we do. And that is for them to, so if the Afrikaners don't actually like the land, they can leave that country.
They are. They're leaving to come
here.
If they don't like it,
they can actually even go to where their native land is, which is probably Germany.
Are you against them coming here?
Holland, probably. Holland?
Afrikaners have been in South Africa for 400 years. She's saying, if you don't like the law of the land, leave.
Like Rosie O'Donnell complaining about Trump.
Imagine how that logic can be twisted right in her face. If you don't go back to your native land where you haven't been for 400 years, how is Germany or the Netherlands? How is that the native land of a people who have been in another country for 400 years? If you don't like it, leave. Well, here's one problem. They can't leave because no one's taking them. Yeah. They're using, if you don't like the law of the land where we expropriate your property, where you have targeted killings that disproportionately affect you, leave. That's kind of what the Nazis said, and I don't want to use that analogy too hyperbolic. Hey, we're going to expropriate your land. We're going to take your property. We're going to have the occasional Kristallnacht. If you don't like it, leave. Except no one's taking you, and then at some point it becomes too late to leave after you've been murdered.
Yeah, we should stop giving foreign aid to Africa because, I mean, it's really not a place that should be a home for a thriving society. Like, it's a totally unnatural habitat that will never be industrialized because it's just built for people not to live in it. So we got to stop sending money.
The whole continent?
Yeah. No, literally. It's literally built for people not to live on it. All the water flows outwards. It's like a giant mountaintop. The continental shelf is too shallow for a big ship to come up to the side of it. So it's literally impossible to industrialize. The only reason there's a growing population is because we import food and weapons and let people go crazy with totally unnatural ways.
That's a new level. I never heard someone to be continentalist.
Yeah, I was like, he's like, oh that whole entire continent.
I'm saying telling the truth about the land.
They could dredge a canal through Africa.
For sure.
In the ocean?
Were there for
I don't know. I'm just saying, scientifically, they've got to be ways. And there's natural resources out there. There's diamons. There's a bunch of good stuff.
It's extractive, but people should not
There's people there that were for thousands of years that were thriving. They're chilling.
But the whole corruption that goes with these what is the word looking like funding aid to Africa?
Yeah.
No, it is. Everybody knows that's how you corrupt an entire regime with endless aid that only feeds the tyrants who steal the money.
Really, where do the guns come from? They come from us.
Can I say last thing? Let's flip that video, right? Black dude on one side, white lady from England, talking the same talk, going if they don't like living here, they can go back to Africa.
They're native. The
natives of England.
What do you mean?
Can you imagine that?
The head would have popped off.
Can you imagine?
You would have heard pops like popcorn.
And talking and I'm going back to my point. Where's Keir Starmer? He puts the English Empire put the Afrikaners there. The Dutch Empire puts the African, and we Americans, because we're the greatest country that ever lived, peak America 2026. why are we taking care of this? All right, they're their people.
Yeah, and guess what? Speaking of psychos, Keir Starmer.
Yeah, Keir
what?
Starmer. Well, but before we get into the video, if we can bring up something called Sanpaku eyes.
What's that?
It is I believe it's a Japanese version of phrenology, which judges the eyes in terms of rating psychosis. It is true. Okay,
show this? Oh, I
the
got it.
one on the top, you can tell it's a woman, sort of manipulative in terms of the
My
eyes.
ex. Those are my ex's
Then
eyes.
you get the
was
second
gonna
one,
say
which I
that.
don't know, kind of normal. The third one, which looks like, Kim Basinger out of
Yeah.
the when she cooks your rabbit. Bottom two. The second to last one, I believe it says psychotic. I can't read what it says exactly.
Do a little zoom.
These eyes have. It says, "Don't walk, run away." These
Yeah.
eyes have psychotic tendencies.
The bottom.
The second to
bottom.
bottom.
Second to bottom, yeah.
Are Albert Bourla's eyes. We're going to see that in a second. And the bottom are Keir Starmer's eyes, which we're going to see in a second. But-
Psychopath. It says the eyes of a psychopathic killer.
Okay, now look at this second to last one, the Albert Bourla eyes, and if we can get a picture of Albert Bourla, you will never unsee it again, and you will never unsee the psychotic eyes.
Albert Bourla. Who is Albert
The
Bourla?
CEO of Pfizer.
Oh, that guy's psychotic.
He's a psychopath.
Yeah.
But if we get a picture of his face, look at these eyes.
Oh,
I'm
those are
telling
his
you, he's
eyes.
got those eyes.
Oh my God.
And then
Wow.
Keir Starmer has the psychopath eyes. Look at these eyes.
Yeah, these guys are nuts.
Crazy man. He's
Oh, I don't trust this guy at all.
genocidal. All right, now we get to Keir Starmer.
Okay,
the
so
other
Keir
piece of
Starmer.
caca.
Go to our boy Keir.
Look at his eyes.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has committed to significantly reducing net migration by 2029. Yeah, day late, dollar short, buddy. Psycho eyes. Through a new controlled, selective, and fair immigration system as outlined as a white paper focused on boosting skills and training to address economic stagnation. Starmer emphasized that improved education and workforce development are crucial for reversing stagnant growth and achieving sustainable property. Bullshit. It's too late. Play this video. I want to hear this idiot.
Let me put it this way. Nations depend on rules, fair rules. Sometimes they're written down, often they're not. But either way, they give shape to our values, guide us towards our rights,
Psychopath.
of course, but also our responsibilities, the obligations we owe to each other. Now, in a diverse nation like ours, and I celebrate that, these rules become even more important.
Too late.
Without them, we risk becoming an island of strangers,
Sure.
not a nation that walks forward together.
What the hell is he talking about?
So when you have an immigration system that seems almost designed to permit abuse, that
Really? He
encourages
just
some
figured this out?
businesses to bring in lower paid workers rather than invest in our young people,
What a scumbag.
or simply one that is sold
Yeah,
by
you,
politicians.
Connor, I don't want to hear
to the
any more of this
Can
guy.
you believe- this
He's the
fucking guy-
problem.
This
You
fucking
let
guy-
it happen.
No, but did you not see the other video or a tweet where he says, if you come to England, you should speak English. It's common sense. What happened overnight? This globalist piece of shit who has contributed to the destruction of the UK over the last 20... He was a Crown Prosecutor, whatever it's called, Director of Criminal Prosecutions, that didn't go after the East Asian Muslim Pakistani rape gangs in England. Now he's coming in saying, speak English? He's the same son of a bitch in the country where they've been locking up people for social media posts for being racist. Literally, there was a video that I posted the other day of a cop saying, "Did I hear you say speak English? Because that could be deemed to be
Hate
a
crime.
hate crime."
Wow. It is.
And this
It's a
guy
hate crime.
overnight is now saying speak English, and we're going to shut down our borders. What happened?
What happened? I'm curious. What happened?
Well, it hasn't gotten bad enough yet, but it's gotten politically unpopular where this scumbag has to turn
Go ahead.
Is it a coincidence that happened right after the trade deal was struck with them? I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. Like, I've been mind blown that Trump has been saying positive things about him. So, I mean, for him to take a 180 like this the week after the trade deal happens, could that be it?
Brandon, he has a track record of just saying anything that will win him power.
Yeah, I was gonna say he seems very flippy-floppy.
This guy has made his career defending terrorists
And pedos.
This is factual. Yes,
Pedos.
and bankers. That's
The worst.
his
Global-
career.
and locking people up for social media posts. I think, what was it, 4,700 people were arrested or jailed. I have to get the exact number.
4,700?
There's been
4,700 because
There's
they're
been-
saying shit online.
arrests. They put a guy in
No,
jail.
I know. I've seen them, but I didn't know it was that many.
I fact check me, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's a lot. That's
It's a
the
lot.
point.
How about
And
this?
it's
Even one person is enough.
It's an outright volte-face. It's not like evolution. 3 weeks ago, they were locking people up for saying that there's too many immigrants that are not speaking English, that are not adopting or assimilating to a British culture. Now the guy's saying speak English and shut the borders down, right to jail.
This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The 2-tier, like they had the documents. You know, they want to set up in England, if you're an immigrant, racial minority, religious minority, that your sentencing will be different than someone native to England.
They call him 2-tier Kier. Like literally, it's called
2-tier Kier. Like
Bro.
his job defending murderers, like literally people that commit murder in Jamaica and the Caribbean.
What do you think? What would make someone like that? I want to ask both of you. What makes someone like that flip the script? Like, you are the cause. You are. That's like Biden coming up towards the end of his thing and going, "Hey guys, listen, this border situation," which they tried to do. This border situation, it's a little out of control. We got to chill. Nobody believes it. What makes him do that? Jake, what do you think? Well, what would make that guy, who's the cause? He's the one that was promoting it. Now he's flip-flopping.
Fear.
Of?
So it starts where, like, fear. So I'm sure at first it was like the more liberal woke mob that he was afraid of getting canceled. So then you do the thing that's politically correct in their eyes. And now the fear, like, now the fear of real life ramifications and like, oh, we went way too far of this. Now I'm like actually
you're giving him too much credit. These people live in a different planet.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
They do cocaine in trains.
It's like the boogeyman that he was afraid of changed.
They live in private neighborhoods. They have their money set. If anything goes wrong, they go to one of this, they go to Switzerland. Nobody will bother them there. They will go to Brussels. They will grab a house in the Cayman Islands or Costa Rica if shit gets out of control. They have no consequences. The European ruling class that is just bureaucrats of the worst kind. Nothing ever happens. If it's bad, like how nothing can ever change for the better in Canada, in Europe is much worse. It's much worse.
I don't think he thinks his own thoughts though. Like he seems like a guy who's
Brandon,
is just there to be a robot.
Nothing.
Yeah, I don't think he thinks his own
he's a
thoughts.
figurehead.
I think somebody told him to think that way.
He looks like a caricature of a hedgehog,
Yes.
like as a person.
Yeah.
And it's weird because what do hedgehogs do? They burrow underground until something important happens, and then they pop
Come
up
back
and they
up.
do their shit, and then they go back.
Yeah.
He's been
It-
aggressively
it
the
is-
other way before this.
No, but the thing is, it's not even a 180. It's not even as though Biden comes out and says, there's a problem at the border because Kamala did do that. It's not. It would be like Joe Biden coming out and saying, "Yeah, January 6th wasn't actually an insurrection, guys. Sorry." That's how, because they've built
Massive backtrack, like
they've built a decade on open borders. They built 20 years on protecting Pakistani Muslim rape gangs because of the backlash that they feared it would have on the open border change in demographics in England. They criminalized speech. They locked up Tommy Robinson for these things.
He's still locked up,
He's
right?
still locked up. I think he's still in solitary. They locked up a guy for putting a ham sandwich in front of a mosque, and he ended up dying in prison. And so now this guy comes out and says
he died in prison.
he died in prison. And by the way, I did look it up. It's thousands of arrests for social media
Wow.
posts.
I mean, that's like insensitive, but you definitely shouldn't die in prison.
It's
for that.
they want Tommy Robinson to die in prison as well because he
He's
blew
not-
the lid off the Muslim rape gangs. He blew the lid
He
off.
wasn't right in the middle of this.
Absolutely,
But now
absolutely.
they're agreeing.
And now they're
Well, yeah,
agreeing.
now- well, now
there
they're
are too
not-
many immigrants. Tighten the borders and speak
our
English.
language.
That should lock Keir Starmer up. He should go to jail. He should face the same consequences his citizens have faced. Arrest Keir. Where's the camera? Arrest Keir Starmer and lock his ass up.
And can I speak to King Charles right here? I know he watches the show. Just dissolve Parliament, okay? It's a failed experiment, giving people a voice and all these things. So just go back to monarchy, all right? It's a wrap. This doesn't work. It just gets progressively worse.
So he's the prime minister. So there's a king
Yeah,
of
the
England.
king
What is
can-
he?
It's a
what does
figurehead.
he
It's a
do?
figurehead.
Run the
system.
world.
No.
No, he runs
that's
the
a
world.
liberal lie.
Yeah,
He's not a figurehead. He has the actual power. And the English people are so fed up. They were doing polls. They're so fed up with all this situation that if the king actually decided, because he has the power to dissolve Parliament, I don't think there will be another army to oppose King Charles for dissolving Parliament because everyone's so fed up with this.
How old is he?
King Charles is on his way out.
He's a young
Well,
he's a
King
young
Charles
man.
has cancer.
No, he's a young-
Yeah, but he just signed in. I don't know.
I don't see him. I mean, God willing, he does. But I think from what I've heard, he has cancer. and
He's
it's not good.
76. He's not a spring
Yeah, but
chicken.
just
No,
go
he's
the-
not a spring chicken with cancer. But here's my question: who takes the throne?
Was it
the
Andrew?
balding guy.
The
No,
crazy Andrew who was on Epstein Island?
Yeah,
Is
Prince
that-
Andrew takes the
No,
crown.
does he?
No, I don't
Son
think.
does.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Wait, no, the Duke takes.
No, the
Oh,
brother does.
That's his brother?
Yeah, right? Am I
Dude, I don't know. I don't
Wait, is Prince
Prince
Andrew the king's brother?
Yeah.
What the I didn't know.
I didn't
thought
know
he's
the-
just a
yeah.
cousin and he's a dude.
All right,
No,
all right, all right.
Who is this prince?
I believe
Let me see.
I want to see
Prince
the
William.
What?
Perplexity.
William?
Prince William.
Prince
He might be
William.
based.
Wait, does
He
Prince
might be based.
If Prince William takes over, I want
Yeah,
to know
Prince William.
can he change shit up? Yeah, I don't wait.
Yeah.
Is Prince Andrew his brother? Is Prince Andrew King Charles's brother?
Yes.
What
Wow.
Brandon, that makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Brother of the king was a freaking doing what he was doing.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Hold on. Is Connor? Who said that? Is Connor certain about this?
Connor, 100%
Because what's
fact
the
check.
age difference between the two of them?
Between Andrew
Well,
and
Andrew's
Charles.
what, 60?
Stand by. I'm fact
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, because
Guys,
you're right. At that point,
That's wild.
That's wild.
I didn't know
you guys,
that.
You guys saw James O'Keefe's undercover.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the guys saying, he lied to me about effing underage girls.
Girls.
That's not cool.
He's
not
a-
cool is probably the understatement
Very-
of
yeah,
the
very-
millennium.
very relaxed
And
way
he's
of
the Duke,
saying
he's the
that.
Duke of what? Not Earl. Camden?
Who?
Prince Andrew's the Duke of what?
Yeah, you know the British demographic are watching.
Sean.
Like, how
Huh?
do they not?
How could
know
they
all
not
this?
know
There's
this?
bloody
Yeah,
Americans.
Brandon,
and
Prince
Canadians.
Andrew's the Duke of what?
Prince Andrew, I think he got disavowed.
No,
but-
no. Remember, he got in trouble, and the Queen said his royal speaking duties were taken away, meaning you're still
Yeah,
cool.
no more press
Just
conferences
don't
for
talk
you.
in
Oh,
public.
Duke of York.
Duke of York. The Duke of York, I had no idea, guys. I'm not versed in this freaking topic. Is the brother of the king. Holy, that makes it even. Oh no, guys!
They're all-
no wonder why
It's
he's not gonna go to jail and nothing's ever gonna happen to him.
Duke of York.
because he's connected. Oh, okay, just like that's why.
Vinny,
Yeah, they don't go to jail.
None of them go to jail.
Or can we get more dangerous here? I don't want to. I don't even
What?
want to put this out there.
do
Go
it
for it.
immediately.
All right,
Hurry up,
all
we have
right,
2
all right.
minutes.
Yeah, no, 2 minutes. Okay, when it comes to kings, how do you replace a king?
With another
A revolution?
prince.
Crusade.
Revolution.
Wait, how do you oust him?
One kingdom needs to fight another one, and one king needs to
King-
kill the other one.
yeah.
So if someone from from a Muslim royalty went and killed the king and then dissolved parliament, they could have Islamic state there with a Islamic king.
Better off
Wow.
us taking it over.
But they have to fight it with horses and swords.
They do
Yeah,
have to
oh.
fight.
They
also.
have to
I know,
fight it
I'm
with
just
horses
talking,
and swords.
I'm talking shit here, but I like the idea. I'm a monarchist. I love it. It's great.
okay.
As long as the
All-
monarch is good.
All that I want to say is the conspiracy theory that the world is run by a globalist pedophile cult ring of elites. It's totally wrong. And Prince Andrew, who is basically a determined known potatophile, is the brother of the King of England.
I had no I honestly, but I know he was related.
I thought he was like some defective nephew that they
I didn't
know.
know it was a straight relation.
So that
yeah.
that's the queen's son.
Yeah.
Who she said, "Hey, you're a potato file. Oh, you know what your punishment is?" He's like, "What, mom? You can't speak in public ever again." And
Yeah.
it's like, wow,
I
you
bet-
guys are fucking.
I bet you'll be
demons, bro.
sweating after I implement that punishment on
I
you,
don't-
Prince
actually,
Andrew.
I don't sweat. Actually, I just started sweating later. in my
England
life.
is cooked. I've been saying this for 3 years now.
Yeah, you have. To hell with them. Anyway, I mean, the people are good, but your leaders. So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.